What is going on, YouTube? This is DBZ439 coming at you with my first place locals blind set kid Plunder Patroll deck profile. Yeah, that's right, you heard correctly. The new wave is playing this deck going blind second, and I can't wait to show you why that's the case. Just to quickly go over my matchups, round one, I played against Spirit Charmer Stun. Round two, played against Invoked, Dogmatika, Shaddoll. Round 3, I played against Virtual World, and last round I played against Virtual World, which, by the way, is one of the harder matchups, and I basically 2-0'd every single round, and topped another locals with it as well, back-to-back. I just been on a rampage with this build. I feel that going second is the move for this deck, and I have a feeling the reason why this deck is so good right now is that people don't know how to combat this deck and what it does, and knowing how to interact with your opponent is key for this deck, especially going second. And yeah, let's get on with the deck profile. So going on with the monsters, we do play triple Whitebeard. Basically, is your best monster. You can tag out during your opponent's turn for a ship, depending on the attributes they control in the graveyard. And if this card is sent from the hand or monster zone to the grave, you can special summon a Plunder from your deck, and then you're locked into Plunder Patrols. Next, we do play triple Redbeard. Redbeard has a similar effect to Whitebeard to tag on your opponent's turn. And if this card's sent from the hand or monster zone, you can attach it to a Plunder card. So that's pretty useful. You can do neat tricks with it. Like you can, if you use your Polymerization spell card, you can attach this to the list because it wouldn't be attached initially if you summon it raw. You can return it with the field spell in the grave. Do a lot of cool things with that. Next, we do play triple Blackeyes. The reason why this deck got a big boost is because of this card. So basically, you can target a Plunder monster from your graveyard, add it to your hand if you do special summon this card, and then you're locked into Plunder Patrols. If this card is sent from the hand or monster zone to the graveyard, you can special summon a Plunder Patrol from your spell or trap zone. So this is really good because the thing that this deck lacked was, generating advantage, and so this card gives you the card in hand and a body on board, to link or XYZ or whatever you need. So that's really good. Next, we play triple Goldenhair. It's one of your better starter cards, so you normal summon it, link away from Almirage, and then discard a card, and then summon her from the grave to make the Blackbeard. That's the graveyard effect, and if you use it, you're locked into Plunder Patrol for the rest of the turn. But the first effect to discard a Plunder monster from your hand or your side of the field to special summon it is for free. And there's no repercussions to that. So you can do your Halky Fibrax plays. They're all level 4s. The tuners are the Goldenhair and the Whitebeard. That's important to note. And lastly, we do play the one Bluebeard. I may up this to 2 because I'm thinking about running like a Zeus package, which I'll get into going into the extra deck. But if you control a Plunder monster, you can special summon this card from your hand. If this card's sent from the hand or monster in the graveyard, you can discard a card to draw a card. So sometimes you'll have an extraneous card you don't need. And then you can draw a card, so that's pretty cool. Next, for the interesting package, you do play the Kaiju Package. So we play 4 Kaijus, the light, dark, water, and fire, so every single attribute the Plunders need. Moving forward, when Burst of Destiny comes out, this will be changed to Gadarla, the wind one, because of the bear statue. But the reason why Kaijus is so good is because it gives you the attribute you need on your opponent's side of the field. If you're resolving Slumber, or getting rid of problematic cards and Appaloosa Dragoons and stuff, and these solve it. And also, this card's pretty big, so it can get over Dragoons if necessary. So yeah, next we do play triple Veiler. The reason why you're playing Veiler over an Imperm is because if you're using Blackbeard's effect and you draw into a hand trap, then you can use it. So that's why we're playing the triple Veiler here. Then obvious reason we're playing the triple Ash Blossoms. And another reason why I pivoted to using Kaijus and stuff is because now that Crossout Designator is a card, we have to think 2 steps ahead, and that hand traps are getting power crept. And so I'm trying to avoid as much hand traps as possible, but at the same time, for a blind second deck, incorporate the most board breaking 1 card potential and cards like Slumber, Lightning Storm evenly matched to get rid of your opponent's board. Granted, a lot of decks now these days don't even use Omni Negates, so it's hard for them to respond to it. So it's just free. So when you mechanically break the board, they load up their graveyard with different attributes. You can establish the board and continue winning the game. Next, we do play triple Shipyarrrd. Basically, you can discard a plunder card, or discard a card to search any plunder card. Really good for each spell or trap, plunder, spell trap you control, including your equips. They gain 500 attack for each, so it gets your ships really big. And the graveyard is fixed, so you can return a spell or trap plunder card from your side of the field to your hand, and then reset this card from your graveyard, so it can recur itself, so it's really good. And, a couple neat tricks you can do is, like, you can use Emblem from your hand, attach it to any plunder card, then use this from the graveyard, set it for free. And then if you're using the ship shipping from your banish zone, you can banish it to attach a plunder card to a monster you control and return that, so it can act as a semi-pseudo Rhoda. It's pretty good. Next, we play double Emblem, one of an interesting starter card. You can attach it to a plunder card. It can't be targeted, and it gains 500 attack. And then you can send this card to the graveyard to tag out for a ship depending on the attributes you control on your side of the field in the graveyard, and that monster will gain 500 attack. I tend to side out a copy of this card going second because I just feel that running one is fine. This card can help your monsters get really beefy, especially with Shipyarrrd, so if you need to get over Dragoons, this could be a potential out. Next, we do play the one ship shipping. It's the polymerization for the deck. Then you can banish it from your graveyard. Attach an emblem to a plunder monster you control, or another monster from your deck to a plunder monster you control. Next, we play triple desires. We basically play 3-ofs of everything, so I don't really care about the banishing. And then trying to generate as much advantage as possible is really good. I'm also contemplating on playing prosperities over this because we do have the extra deck space for it. And then you can get into a board-breaking card that you need in Lightning Storm or Slumber or something like that. And this card can conflict with Slumber, but most of the times when I did resolve it, that wasn't really an issue. And then moving forward, we do play the triple Slumber. Being able to wipe the board for free and then getting whatever hand trap or whatever Kaiju we need on my opponent's side of the field, and then summoning a big one on your side of the field. You can even link it away, to make a Blackbeard, so it's pretty interesting. There's a lot of neat stuff, and then in the following turn, you can search a Kaiju card to get rid of another problematic card. Excellent card to discard off of, using Goldenhair, Bluebeard, or Shipyarrrd, so you can search a free Kaiju next turn. Next, we do play triple Lightning Storm, so if we need to get rid of a back row or, use it as Regeki, pretty good. Gets rid of cards for free. Every time resolve Slumber or Lightning Storm in any of my rounds, they just scoop because, it's so broken. I was playing Virtual Worlds and to have a Dragoon swipe their war with Kaiju Slumber twice, and they couldn't respond to it. Against back row decks, just use Lightning Storm, and then it's just free. Lastly, we do play a double Booty. Booty does is you can declare an attribute the target one face-up monster my opponent controls. Change this attribute, then special summon a plunder card from your graveyard or return it to the deck. And if you control no plunder monsters at the end of the turn, you have to send this card from your side of the field to the grave. So Booty's really good. Initially I was playing 3, but since we're going blind second, you don't want to see this card. You can just easily search it. So once you mechanically break the board, then you establish it by sending the Booty. So that's pretty cool. Now that was a 40 card build, and now let's go on to the extra deck here. So basically, we're playing obviously the 3 Blackbeard. Blackbeard's really good. Target a monster I control, and it's a quick effect. During the player's turn, and then tag out for a ship depending on my opponent's attributes they control in their graveyard. And then if I do, attach that monster to the ship, and then draw a card. Really good. It can help dodge some stuff. And sometimes I like it when people Valor it, because then it gives you that light monster. You can just easily use it next turn or something. So that's pretty good. So it eats hand traps. Next we do play the double Moark. Really good. Helps protect your plunder monsters if it has materials underneath it. And then you can banish an effect monster. Granted, it has a plunder card, making it a quick effect. And if you successfully banish the monster, you can search a spell or trap. Next, we do play double lists. It's the monster negate one. It can negate it anywhere, discard a plunder card, and then if it was equipped with the plunder, search any plunder card. If you successfully destroy it, and then during other player's main phase, you can special summon a plunder from your spell trap or hand. So it's really good. Next, we do play double brand, similar to Moark, but it's a cosmic cyclone. All other fiend monsters get 500 attack. And then if you successfully banish the spell or trap card, you can search a monster. So that's really good. Next, we do play the Berserker and Dragite. Berserker is primarily for the Dragoons out, and then this is really good for going first or second. people don't see this coming going second, and if they're playing a back row deck, like they have to think twice on what spell or trap cards to activate. Next, we do play the one Almirage, for the Goldenhair play, and then the Access Code package. Since we run a bunch of tuners, it's really easy to make Hulk, and then we play the Veilers, so it's easily to summon the Selene. And we have a bunch of spell cards too, so we don't have to worry about the spell counters. Access Code can just get rid of a lot of cards. We have a bunch of cards in our graveyards, and fire, light, water, what have you. And then pop cards for free, gets over the Nibiru token. But also it's contemplating playing cards like Bahamut Shark and Dweller, Exciton 9, Brawl Savage. They're all viable options. Also another package I was considering is a Zodiac Chaka 9, Borbro, and then the Zeus. Stack it, because you can rank 4 pretty easily, especially using Bluebeard, and then making the Borbro attack directly, and then slapping the Zeus for 2 board wipes. But you can also use Moark to attack, if it has materials underneath it, protect itself, and so you can use Zeus on top of that. But make sure that if you're locked into plunders, you can't, use any of these cards. So yeah, moving forward, for the side deck here, we do play triple Nibiru. For combo decks, Nibiru's pretty good. Just the one problem with this, with Nibiru's in this deck in particular, is that it's hard to get over the token sometimes, so just be wary of that. Next, we played triple Droplets, can go first or second. There's a lot of extraneous cards we can send, off of our spell trap zone or field spell and just recur it easily. Next, we do play triple Cosmic Cyclone to get rid of a problematic back row permanently. Evenly matched, one of the better blowout cards, especially going second. I explained earlier, some decks don't even have the Omni Negate, so this is just pretty much free. And then finally, we do play a triple Summon Limit, for going first, if you feel the need, or if you feel like someone's going to make you go first. Summon Limit's pretty good. You can play around this easily and just locks your opponent from playing the game. And so, just a couple of things I wanted to mention before I conclude this video was why I feel that this deck is really good going second. So a couple things that this deck lacked was generating card advantage. So drawing the 6 cards is pretty helpful. You want your opponents to have attributes on their side of the field, the graveyard, so that you can, summon your ships accordingly. I feel that, going blind second is pretty ballsy this format because, Crossout Designator, but since we're playing, cards like Lightning Storm and Kaiju Slumbers, I'm kind of speculating that people are not going to be maining those cards to prevent those cards from resolving, so that I think the hand traps are just not as powerful, but we are still playing the Veilers and Ashes, because they're pretty powerful. And then, you were using it for the tuning to, summon the Access Code. I felt that going first sometimes, like sitting on a Blackbeard is just not enough. It's very important to establish board and having a plunder card in hand in order to activate your ship. So that's a rule of thumb to always note, to always have one plunder card in your hand at all times, so that you can always, use your ships and continuously discarding plunder cards to snowball out of control. So those are my reasonings why I'm playing this deck going blind. So I've been on a rampage. I haven't been losing with this deck at all. This deck is pretty hard to play. It takes a lot of practice. And so the best tips I can give is going from A to C. In A, when you have your opening hand, whether it's 5 or 6 cards, how I can use this hand to get the board I'm trying to get to. So that's number 1. Number 2 is how I can break the board, especially going second. Using, hand traps, and that just comes with research on how to combat certain decks. And then Kaijuing whatever card, or Lightning Storm, or whatnot. And then after that, to establish control. And then at that point, it's just hard for your opponents to come back. And the fact that people don't know how this deck really works, you use that to your advantage, And I feel like Plunder Patrol is a very strong deck right now. One of the better rogue decks. And, it can top locals easily and maybe even big events. So I hope to see more play of Plunder Patrol. If you guys like the video, go ahead and hit the like and subscribe button. It really motivates me to post more videos, and helps the channel grow. If you have any comments, feel free to post it down. I try my very best to read every single of the comments, to respond to the community, help the community as much as I can. Once again, thank you for watching, and have a great day.